We know from what's been happening in China, Italy, and now Spain that COVID-19 is particularly dangerous for anyone over the age of 70. That's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to share Julie Benatar's story. 89 years old, with underlying health conditions, tested positive for this new virus, has spent 17 days in isolation at St. Bernard's Hospital, but is now at home to tell us about her experiences.
I felt a bit of a cough, but not much. And I had a little bit of fever, but I didn't feel ill. I don't know, I was surprised when they told me. I think it was of a carer a girl that comes to help me, that she had fever and she came. And my daughter immediately, ¿para qué viniste? ¿Para qué? She stayed about half an hour. I know she they wouldn't do it on purpose or whatever, but I think it was her. That's why I tell you, don't receive anyone from any place, porque tenía fiebre and she came. But everyone's been very nice, beginning by the ambulance, and everybody's been very kind.
The GHA has never had to deal with COVID-19 before. Julie and her family told me that there were teething issues, but problems were resolved quickly.
And no one expected this. Before going into the room, we waited. They were preparing the rooms. They had nothing.
Well, it was very stressful, very scary, although I had a lot of information from the doctors. And but listening to all the news and everything, she's 89, she's got a lot of underlying conditions, but at the beginning we thought she had a pneumonia like she's had before, but when all this was so quickly, that got me in shock when they called me and said she was positive.
When I heard that she was in hospital, it was a massive shock. I couldn't believe it. With all the problems that she has with her health and her age, I thought, she's going to suffer, she might not survive.
And I think it's been very well organized compared to something that we never expected. Who knows? But they've been very good.
Speaking to Julie, it was clear to me that the psychological challenge of being completely alone for 17 days and speaking only to people in masks was harder than it was to deal with the physiological symptoms that she experienced with the virus.
Well, it was desperate because I was 17 days in a room with no one to talk, no one to... Some days really I felt like taking everything off y correr por las calles. I don't know what to do.
You have to have a lot of patience, wait for the doctors to give you all the information. They do. They were calling me nearly every day to give me updates, waiting for her 2 negative results, which she needed to be discharged from hospital.
Very scary because if I had someone to talk I counted everything. I have a brush for the hair and I counted all these things. Todo.
To try and keep your mind busy.
Yes.
A lot of support from friends, family, but stressful to see that she was there on her own, couldn't take her anything, couldn't see her. Thank God she could talk and tell you how she was feeling, and we saw that she was feeling okay.
When I left, they all began clapping como una ratita. They all began clapping and very kind.
When I heard the news that she was negative, I felt like screaming. Couldn't believe it. I was so happy, I just felt like crying, so emotional as well.
We didn't want her in hospital when the peak time comes. So we were lucky in a way that she got it now.
How did you feel when you were able to return home?
Frightened. I don't want anybody to get near me. I know I have the papers, I'm okay. But I'm frightened. I don't want anybody to get ill like I did.
Incredible. For me, it's a miracle. For me, it's a miracle that she survived this.
I'm really happy that she's back home. She's like my mother as well. I've got two mothers here.
But no, I'm good. I'm back home and I'm being treated well, and you know, it's your home.
How did the virus compare to any other ailment or illness that you've experienced before?
I don't know, like a cough, as I smoked, like a cough of smoking. Like that.
How do you feel now? That
Now I feel perfect. Bored but everybody is bored, you know, and I want people to get, but I feel very well.
At a time when so much of our news is unavoidably worrying, it really is great to share this positive story of hope. And Julie's message to you is simple.
But you have to be patient. You must stay at home and do whatever they tell you, because they're doing it for your good. And where are you going to go? There's nowhere to go.
Stay home. You might be bored, you know, occupy yourself, do something. Just don't go out for unnecessary stuff, for stupid stuff you don't need to do. Because if you get this virus, you're going to regret it.
I prefer to be in isolation in my house for 3-4 months before staying in a room, not seeing anybody, not being able to talk to anybody for so long as she's been. Isolation at home is better than isolation in hospital, so stay home. Please stay home.
Stay home, really, stay home. Yeah, but well, let's see if it goes away.
Fingers crossed.
We hope so.